How's gonna put her cook?
What's that, Taylor?
I don't know why I said that.
Hey, it's okay. We're going to play a little game called Scary Story Roulette. And it's pretty much we're going to make up a scary story. Or, you know, not a scary story. Scary,
Whatever, man.
Scary but stupid.
Let's see where it leads.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We've done this kind of thing before when we were playing Xbox, and we just kind of...
What?
I hear
my chair was about to fall.
Oh, all I hear is a bird.
But what we're going to do
It's right here.
is we're going to let Beth start it.
Oh, okay.
And she'll say so much, and then I'll pick up where she left off. We're going to get this started.
There was this kid. His name was Jeffrey. Jeffrey really wanted to prove to his friends that he was hardcore.
So the way he decided to be hardcore was he took a nail gun
Oh, God.
and rigged up a skateboard that was literally about this long, just big piece of wood.
Tube of something.
But he took a big piece of wood and he found like skateboard truck things, like the axle part of a skateboard with wheels on it, and instead of trying to you know, take his time and screw stuff down and fixing it,
He just slapped it together.
he took a nail gun and put pressure on it with his feet, and then he shot up through the little axle stuff
Oh,
with the nail gun to get it to where it could brace it to the board.
yeah. So, where he was standing, the nail was kind of long. So, it went through his shoe. Luckily, it didn't go in the foots. Oh, yeah. It went through the shoe, but it didn't hit the foots. So, he freaked out a bit, because, you know, he was kind of stuck. And the bad thing is, he was on a hill. So guess what happened? He started rolling just a bit. You know, I mean, the haters, they saw him rolling, and they were definitely hating. Yeah. But, so there he is rolling, and, well, the skateboard was, and he was just kind of trying to hang on for dear life. So he ended up getting it to where he was just kind of sitting with his leg kind of bent up. I don't know why I stomped. Like bent up or whatever, like that. Yeah.
Okay, where he was sitting on the board, he was rolling backwards. So the foot that wasn't stuck with the nail, he tried to bring forward and try to drag it on the ground so it would stop him. And all that proceeded to do was get him turned around to where he was going forward. Well, he wasn't having any luck at all trying to stop himself. And then he realized that by the time he got himself turned around, that he forgot to tie his shoes, so his shoe fell off. The one that he was trying to get himself stopped with.
They wasn't good shoes either, because he had the same pair of shoes for like 5 years, and they had holes in them. And obviously one of them had another hole in it because he, you know, got a nail stuck in it, whatever. So yeah, the shoe fell off, and, you know, he realized that, you know, I'm probably going to die. I guess I've had a pretty good life and whatever.
So the very next thing he said is, so this is how it ends. Me, shoe attached to this piece of wood with a nail from a nail gun, me going down a hill. But luckily,
Car drove by,
a car drove by,
and he slapped it.
okay?
I'm just kidding.
And this car had just so happened to be like moving a set of mattresses,
Oh,
and they accidentally bounced off the truck. Well,
I thought it was a car.
Shut up.
It was a car truck. Truck car.
Here's the twist. It was a box spring and 2 mattresses. Okay? When the box spring hit the ground, the box spring actually broke. So the pieces of wood wasn't actually providing support. Well,
That's convenient.
the mattresses fell on the opposite side of where he was coming from. So he said, "Oh, lucky me, a mattress to stop me," but it wasn't a mattress. Well, he hit the box spring, and it did stop him. But that in turn made his foot push down more, and now the nail is going through his foot.
Oh. There's blood. Not a lot, because it wasn't like... It was in the side of the foot. So, like, he couldn't have... What's the word? He couldn't really bleed out a lot from where it was sticking. So that's good. Although it was, pretty painful. So, the mattress actually did slow him down just a bit. And there was another car, or truck rather, that was luckily carrying a big thing of feathers that, I don't know how they were staying in it, because they were going at a pretty good speed. And some of the feathers fell out, because they didn't strap it in. Well, you can't really strap in. They didn't have nothing protecting them from coming out, or whatever. They were doing it wrong, basically. If any of this makes sense, probably doesn't.
They didn't have a tarp put over it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I was just doing it the dumb way. Just like I do everything else in life. Anyways, so the feathers were there, but they wasn't the good quality feathers. So he just kind of rolled past them. Just rolled over them.
Well,
I don't know how that was. Whatever.
Where he had been rolling down this hill for a long time, his wheels had started getting hot. So they actually were melting to the ground.
That was kind of fireable.
When he hit the feathers provided a protective barrier around the tires so they wouldn't melt no more, but then he began to pick up speed again. Well, by this time he realizes that he's coming up on the town pond, and
This might work good for him.
it's about 4.5, 5 foot deep. Well, Jeffrey,
Is that his name?
yeah,
Oh.
he was about 5'6", quite tall little fella.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's a tall little fella.
Center for the basketball team.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, so his mindset is, all right, this can work out good for me if I can get my foot unhung from this nail. So instead of worrying about stopping himself, he reaches forward to try to get his foot and shoe unhung from the nail. At his expense, he now hit a big rock. Okay.
Dwayne Johnson, man.
So instead of this rock stopping him, he actually broke his knee
Oh.
out of the leg that he had his foot stuck. Okay. So he has a nail in his foot and a broke knee from that rock.
And from the wind, his hair is actually quite long. And the wind, he had his hair up, okay? So the wind took the hairball out of his hair, so it's just kind of flopping around all willy-nilly. So it gets stuck in the wheel as well. Along with the hoodie that he was wearing had one of them little holes in it for your thumb to go in. That is now stuck there too.
I'm guessing his back hurts too.
So-
Back being where his hair's stuck.
Luckily, he was a contortionist, a professional contortionist at the age of 10. This boy.
That's a savage.
Yes, he has such bad luck. But he uses his bad luck for good sometimes. Just don't run with him. Shh. Sorry.
Okay, now, the bad part for him is where his hair was stuck in the wheel. The more it rolled, the more it pulled. So,
Oh, no.
from his hairline, well, he was actually slowly being scalped.
Oh, God.
Well,
Not the skin, right?
skin and all.
Oh, no.
That's what being scalped means.
Oh, well, yeah, but okay.
Well,
This took a bad turn.
his lucky part was the hole from his hoodie was actually stopped, like trying to slow him down some, because when when the hole connected with the wheel, he freaked out and pulled, and that was actually applying some brakes.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
but where he was still on that incline, it was still pulling his hair back. Okay, well. So he's coming up on the pond rather quickly now.
coming in hot, as
Yeah.
one would say.
Coming in hot. Well, the next thing he knows is one of his buddies who had a real skateboard was trying to catch up to him to get him stopped.
Aw, was it Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, good boy, Steve.
Um,
He does a lot of charity work for the town.
yeah. And then the next thing that was happening was
Mayor's son, actually. Sorry.
Steve stopped at another guy's house to get like this rope.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, was it Oliver's house?
At Oliver's house, which was their good buddy.
Their
These-
teacher's son.
Yeah.
Hey,
These three guys was really good friends.
Jeffrey is not as financially stable as the other two, so he had to build his own skateboard.
Well, when Steve picked up the rope from Oliver's house, he tried to throw it to Jeffrey to let him catch on to it so he could pull and try to get him stopped. Steve threw the rope to Jeffrey and Jeffrey caught it. But it took a bad turn because Jeffrey dropped it and it wrapped around another one of the wheels. But he is, it's spinning now. So his like hairline right here, it's actually like halfway back here now.
Oh, God.
And like there's blood everywhere.
Oh, naturally.
So he finally hits the pond. Okay? So he stopped. But where his hoodie is caught on the wheel and so is his hair, he actually can't get out of the water.
No.
So after bleeding so much all over the road, down the hill, he's now slowly starting to drown. This is where it gets gruesome.
Luckily, there was a lifeguard walking out of the rec center that works there because they have a pool. And he's also med trained. And
I love how Beth's trying to save him no matter what.
CPR, like he's got every type of training there is. He even went to he went to school to be a doctor, but then he's like, man, he graduated and he's really smart. But he's like, man,
Man, I'd rather be a lifeguard.
I'd rather be a lifeguard. So
Okay,
this guy,
so this guy's name is
Henry. Jeremy is the town police officer,
Okay.
which is also there, because, I mean, he's been trying to help too. So Henry comes over, he's like, oh, someone spilled ketchup on the road. And it's like, wait, no, this is not ketchup, this is blood. This is bad. So he followed the trail of blood on the, not the table. What is it? The road? Yeah. And then he sees poor Jeffrey in his little predicament. So he's like, man, I'm going to save this guy. So even though
now who's saving him? The cop or the lifeguard?
Henry, the lifeguard, the cop is there, but he's just kind of trying to clear this, make the scene. He's trying to clear the road. He's got traffic stopped and he's like, man, we need to get this kid. We need to help this little feller. You had Steve and all of them was coming down there trying to get to him, but no, Henry had him out of the water. Like, So he was no longer drowning.
But Henry was a little bit slow and he was unconscious. So Henry was trying to do CPR. But at this point, there was the town hairdresser, her name was Sheila, was trying to get his hair loose.
And she was going to make him look
She was trying to get
fabulous,
his
by
hair
the
loose.
way.
So,
She's good at it. She's good at it.
and the paramedics were there too because they was trying to figure out how to get his scalp put back on. So while he is unconscious, you got Jeremy stopping traffic. You got Henry trying to do CPR while the paramedics are taking staple guns and putting his head back on. And the town hairdresser is making him look fabulous.
So yeah, Steve and Oliver were just absolutely freaking out. They were just running all over the place. So then the cop, once they got him all stabilized and his hair just looking fantastic, and you know his scalp put back on, Jeremy, the sheriff or the police officer, was asking, you know, why? How did this even happen? Whatever, you know.
So Jeffrey said, all I wanted to do was make my own skateboard because one, I couldn't afford a real one, and two, I just wanted to make my own. So Steve says, you could have just asked to borrow one of mine. You know that, right?
Out of nowhere, his dad, right? His biological dad comes up and he realizes, man, I've missed out on my kid's life. Whatever.
He almost died.
He's adopted, right?
Who is?
No one knew
Jeffrey?
that. Jeffrey is adopted, okay? So his dad comes, and, you know, he had been talking to his mother, the dad has. His dad's name is Craig. People call him Craig. But then he was like, yeah, I missed out, you know, a lot on my son's life. So I knew he was into skateboards. So I bought him, one. Turns out it was the best skateboard because this guy was pretty wealthy. He owns a school, or half of one.
Mm-hmm.
It was
What kind of skateboard?
the skateboard motor X337 G series.
Okay.
It's very elaborate. They make good stuff though.
Yeah.
This town, everything's cheap. Pretty much. This little area. Your turn.
Oh. Yeah, but he gave his son that skateboard, and that little guy goes, "Who are you?" And then Craig goes, "I'm your biological dad." So Jeffrey starts crying, and Craig starts crying, and then they hug, and then they realize that Steve was there, and Oliver was there, and then they go, "This is your dad, dude?" And he goes, "Yeah, didn't I tell you guys I was adopted?" And Steve goes, "No." So then they all four hug.
The whole town got in on this hug. So it was a town hug.
Yeah. It wasn't a group hug, it was a town hug.
It was a very emotional time. There's not many people in this town, by the way. It's very
So it
small.
was like 47.
Give or take
100. But then, after that, they all went home. Jeffrey told his adoptive family bye. He's not chilling out with him anymore because he has a real dad and he wants to be a real boy.
And
No,
his dad owns half a school, so.
And then we had no idea about this thing. But they all lived happily ever after the end.
When you get this thing published, I would read it.
Be a good children's book.
Oh, yeah.
People
Great.
get scalped and people almost drowned and everything. But yeah. This has been Story Roulette. And,
We'll just leave you with.
Bye. Have a great time.